All right, welcome back now to the KFYR Plus News Desk. And did you know it's possible for you to experience holiday heart syndrome here during the holidays? Joining me now to help us better understand what holiday heart syndrome is, Dr. Fahmi Farah. Welcome, Doc. Thank you for joining us this afternoon.
It's great to be back on your show. Thank you for having me.
You got it. Well, what exactly is holiday heart syndrome and how is it related to binge drinking?
Holiday heart syndrome is a term that has a lot of different things. So it's just basically during the holidays, we tend to be more stressed. We sometimes travel, forget to be compliant with medications. And, some people can drink a little bit more. All of those things can tip us over, especially those who have pre-existing heart conditions. So it's a number of different heart conditions we're talking about. It's with all these habits and changes, it can precipitate heart attack. For example, those who have risk factors like high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, they are more of a risk. But also those who have something called congestive heart failure. And during the holidays, especially during Thanksgiving, food tends to have a lot of salt, high in sodium, and those can really tip them over, and they can get into acute heart failure and have serious trouble breathing and swell up and can end up in the emergency department.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think, you know what, it's for 4 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever the holidays may be, for Thanksgiving on through Christmas, and they're going to kind of throw caution to the wind. I've been good all year. Let me enjoy these, 3 to 4 weeks and really go wild because tomorrow night, Wednesday, is the biggest, I guess they call it drinks giving or something, where it's the highest alcohol intake day of the year.
It's scary, isn't it? It's not a good idea, as you mentioned. Like the consequences of binge drinking is not a good thing at all. A lot of people have the misconception that, oh, I don't drink every day, but now it's the holidays, I can just drink a lot because I'm not drinking that much throughout the year. Very bad idea because that binge drinking can really get you into trouble, especially things like heart failure. But it's not just heart failure. Even a healthy person without pre-existing condition, binge drinking is not a good idea because it can really mess with your electrolytes, and you can even end up in the emergency department. Even a young 20-year-old can end up in the emergency department. So I advise caution for all age groups.
Yeah. Are there any underlying medical conditions that can increase this risk of holiday heart syndrome?
Yes, those who have had a heart attack before, those who have congestive heart failure, and those who have risk factors like diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol, they will be at added risk.
Okay. And let's tell the folks watching what are some of the symptoms, Doc, that we need to watch out for in case ourselves or maybe even a friend or family member might be imbibing a little too much in indulgence.
Some of the classic signs and symptoms of heart attack would be, of course, crushing chest pain, shortness of breath, profuse sweating. That's the textbook classic case. However, there are some atypical scenarios. If you're having a heart attack where you don't have chest pain, it could be just very severe indigestion along with shortness of breath and profuse sweating. Any of those should prompt you to seek help. Also, just shortness of breath alone and a lot of swelling in your legs and your feet, that's an indication for exacerbation of congestive heart failure. All of those, you should seek help and go to the emergency department.
A lot of people, again, I'm taking not from personal experience, but I guess you could kind of say it, that they overeat. They get a little too much turkey, a little bit too much stuffing in them, and they just say, oh, I just got a little heartburn going on. But they should not overlook that heartburn.
They should not. If it's something that's not going away, it's different from your usual heartburn, and you're having shortness of breath to go with it, it really is an indication for a possible heart attack, and you should seek help.
Any tests or exams that are typically used for a holiday heart syndrome?
It's the usual, usual heart checkups. If you're in the ER, they'll do an EKG, and EKG can tell us a lot. It's a snapshot of what's happening in your heart at that moment. If you're having a heart attack, it'll tell us. There's some lab work that they will do too. There are certain enzymes we look for that's coming from the heart. That's an indication for a possible heart attack. And, if you're not somebody who's in the emergency department, but you are symptomatic, I would say still go to your doctor. Your cardiologist can do a lot of in-office tests. For example, an echocardiogram, which is an ultrasound of the heart, and a stress test can tell us a lot.
And how does this intersect now with other health issues such as high blood pressure, diabetes, or even obesity?
Those are all major risk factors for heart disease. High blood pressure is known as the number one, silent killer. The reason it's silent killer is because most people are not symptomatic when they have high blood pressure. So it goes undetected, and that can really cause a lot of issues like, increase your risk of heart attack and stroke. Diabetes, of course, those who have diabetes, it really accelerates the time, like it damages the blood vessels faster. And so those people are at higher risk of having a heart attack. Smoking is a major risk factor, so is drinking, stress, and now sleep is also considered a major risk factor for heart disease. So making sure that you're getting adequate sleep every night is important.
And what steps can people take to prevent this holiday heart syndrome?
I think prevention is key. As you know, heart disease is the number one killer for both men and women here in the United States. But the silver lining is that 80% of that is preventable. So if you take
Hmm.
those measures early on, make sure to go to your doctor timely, take your medications, eat healthy. Just eating healthy and exercise can really get you far, very far on this journey. So I would say eat healthy, more veggies, less red meat, less butter, less salt, and exercising every day is very important.
Absolutely. Dr. Farah, thank you so much for this good information, especially during this holiday season where, again, I think people just feel like, you know what, it's the holidays. I deserve it. I've been good all year long, so I'm eating all the turkey and stuffing I want. And probably not a good idea, especially when you're on your third glass of wine.
Right. Moderation is key. I'm not saying don't enjoy the holidays. It is a special time with your friends and family. Definitely try to enjoy, but moderation is key.
Dr. Farah, thank you so much. A happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. Thank you for your expertise today.
Thank you, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
All right. 12:56 now at the desk. Let's take a quick break. We'll return with disinformation. Donald Barclay is coming up next with his new book here on KFYR Plus.